Hello, everyone, and welcome to your Masters of the Universe read-along book. Every time you hear this chime, it means it's time to turn the page in your storybook. Now, if you are ready, we will start The Secret of the Sword, Part 2, The Princess of Power. Don't forget to turn the page every time you hear the chime. All right, let's begin. In Part 1 of The Secret of the Sword, the sorceress sent Prince Adam to the world of Aetheria with a mysterious sword. Adam was to find someone there and give that person the sword. But when he discovered that Aetheria was ruled by the villainous Hordak and his evil horde, Adam transformed himself into He-Man to help a band of rebels fight them. During the battle, He-Man was captured by a young horde woman, Force Captain Adora, who turned out to be the very person he was sent to find. When Adora learned how evil Hordak really was, she turned against him. Then the sorceress told Adora the truth about her past. She was He-Man's twin sister, and she too had amazing powers. Powers that transformed her into She-Ra. And now, Part 2 of The Secret of the Sword, The Princess of Power. Hordak had imprisoned He-Man in the plunder room to drain his strength and charge his evil Magna Beam. Now that she knew the truth about herself, She-Ra was determined to help her long-lost brother.
Oh, my brother. What have they done? Can I do anything? The guards will be here any second.
Who are you?
A friend who wants to help you.
The sword of power. My sword.
Of course. The sword of power.
She-Ra tossed He-Man his sword, which he hid just as Hordak and his guards burst into the room. Hordak was pleased to see how weak He-Man was, and how his Magna Beam was now fully charged.
Guards! Take these rebels at your leisure. I shall go upstairs to activate the Magna Beam.
Magna Beam? What's a Magna Beam?
Don't ask. We have to stop him.
I'll take care of that. You go warn the rebellion.
Right. Good luck.
As she mounted her horse Spirit to ride away, She-Ra called,
Go, Spirit.
Before her eyes, Spirit was transformed into a winged unicorn.
I am Swiftwind now, dear friend,
He said as they flew off. Meanwhile, back in the prison, He-Man followed Hordak up to the roof and surprised him at his Magna Beam by pushing up through the floor.
Pretty good, rebel, but not good enough. I'm activating the Magna Beam. This will take care of Whispering Woods.
Oh, no. Hordak has turned on the Magna Beam. I've got to do something. Wait. That big rock just might do it. Down, Swiftwind!
Using her amazing powers, She-Ra tossed a boulder high into the air to intercept the Magna Beam. The boulder exploded with a fury. Hordak screamed,
No! My Magna Beam wasted on a rock. Well, I still have enough power for a second shot.
Sorry.
said He-Man, as he punched the Magna Beam projector and split it wide open. The energy trapped inside it was released, and in moments the prisoners grew strong again. Enraged that his Magna Beam projector was destroyed, Hordak turned on He-Man. But She-Ra swooped down on Swiftwind and carried He-Man off.
Poor Hordak. He's had a pretty frustrating day. Thanks for the rescue. By the way, you were just in time.
Well, what are sisters for, anyway?
Sister? What do you mean?
He-Man, I think we have a lot to talk about.
Once She-Ra explained how the sorceress appeared to her and told her who she really was, the sorceress appeared again. This time, she spoke to He-Man and She-Ra together.
Many years ago, twins were born to Randor, king of Eternia, and his queen, Marlena. Those babies were you, Adam, and Adora.
My parents. My real parents.
To have two such fine children brought great joy to the king and queen. But that joy was soon to turn to sorrow, and the cause of that sorrow was a force from another dimension, a force known as the Horde, led by a vicious tyrant called Hordak. The Horde attempted to conquer Eternia, but they were no match for your father's brave soldiers and the magic of Castle Grayskull. So Hordak hatched a wild plot. He knew you were both destined for something special, though he did not know exactly what. So he crept into the palace, determined to steal you both away. With him went his favorite pupil, Skeletor.
Once the sorceress had finished the story of the kidnapping, She-Ra exclaimed,
My whole life has changed because of this sword.
He-Man and She-Ra hugged each other, then transformed themselves back into Adam and Adora. They returned to Whispering Woods and surprised the rebels with the news that their former enemy, Force Captain Adora, was really Adam's sister.
That's right. Adora's my sister. She was only serving the Horde because of one of Shadow Weaver's evil spells.
But I've broken it, and from now on, I'm with the rebellion.
Adam and Adora then decided to return to Eternia so that Adora could meet her parents. They traveled through the same glowing gate that had brought Adam to Aetheria. But Hordak, flying overhead, spotted them.
No! I won't let her escape me! Take the controls!
He cried to Shadow Weaver. In an instant, Hordak transformed himself into a mini-missile. He blasted off and rocketed through the glowing gate just before it closed. The evil Horde had returned to Eternia once more. Joy streaked down the faces of King Randor and Queen Marlena when they saw their long-lost daughter.
Look at you. How lovely you are. Oh, Mother. I'm so glad Adam brought me here.
Son, I want you to know that today you've made me the happiest man on all Eternia.
The royal family of Eternia is whole once more, and by the ancients I swear that nothing shall ever separate us again.
Meanwhile, in another part of Eternia, Hordak and his former pupil Skeletor put aside their old rivalries and teamed up again.
You know, Skeletor, your evil is almost a match for my own. Together we'll make life miserable for those Eternian fools. Why, it'll be just like the old days.
Yes, just like the old days.
Hordak was determined to steal Adora back, and with Skeletor's help, he cleverly disguised himself as a chef to sneak into the palace. When the new chef's cake burst open, Hordak jumped out, firing stun rays at everyone. He grabbed Adora in his arms, and before anyone could stop him, he fled the palace with his prisoner. When the stun rays wore off, Prince Adam transformed into He-Man, then appeared before Queen Marlena.
Oh, He-Man, they've taken my little girl from me again. Please get her back.
I will, Queen Marlena. That I promise you.
Back at Snake Mountain, Hordak was preparing to step back through the glowing gate, taking Adora with him, but Skeletor had other ideas.
I'm afraid the plan has been changed, old friend. I have better use for the Princess of Eternia than you.
Skeletor and his henchmen pushed Hordak through the gate.
Skeletor! You traitor!
And now, Princess, I must decide what to do with you.
Oh!
Adora was very clever. She pretended to faint, and when she was alone in the dungeon, she transformed into She-Ra.
For the honor of
didn't take the Princess of Power long to overpower Skeletor and his evil friends and return to the palace as Adora. Although she wanted to be with her mother and father more than anything, Adora knew she could not stay in Eternia forever.
Please try to understand. I love you all, but Aetheria is my world. I can't just leave it in the hands of the Horde.
So Adora bid goodbye to her family, promising to return one day. As Adora lifted Spirit's reins, the sorceress reminded her,
Remember, Adora, whenever you wish to return, just hold up the sword and call my name.
I will. Come on, Spirit.
But Prince Adam could not let his sister return to Aetheria and fight the Horde alone. So he followed her through the gate, explaining,
Well, I thought I might give you a hand in getting the rebellion off to a big start. Yeah, I hope you don't mind.
Looking skyward, Adam and Adora saw an awful sight. Horde flyers zooming in the direction of Whispering Woods. In the blinking of an eye, they shouted,
By the power of Grayskull!
For the honor of Grayskull!
Double trouble,
said Cringer. With the super strength and powers of She-Ra and He-Man, the rebels won a great victory over Hordak and the evil Horde. When the rebels stormed Castle Bright Moon and cornered Hordak, the evil leader was furious.
No, it's not true. The Horde cannot be beaten like this.
That's where you're mistaken, Jarhead.
You!
It's all over, Hordak. Bright Moon is free, and soon we'll free the other kingdoms as well.
One battle does not win a war, She-Ra.
And before anyone could stop him, Hordak transformed himself into a mini-missile and blasted off.
Hordak, wait for me,
cried Shadow Weaver. And She-Ra announced,
They'll be back, and I'll be waiting.
As He-Man and She-Ra stood watching the victorious rebels at the palace, She-Ra exclaimed,
Listen to them cheer. It's good to hear them so happy.
How about you? Aren't you happy?
Yes and no.
You are not returning to Eternia with me, are you?
I can't. Hordak was right. One battle doesn't win a war. And it's a war Aetheria's fighting. I'm needed here, He-Man. At least for now. Tell Mother and Father I love them.
Say goodbye to all my friends here, will you? And if you should ever need my help,
I'll call. And if you ever...
I'll know just who to ask for.
Up, Swift Wind!